What is good, everybody? Welcome to Timbo, where I teach you the tips, tricks, and techniques that I've learned over the years, as well as the ones that I am currently learning as an artist. I am Timothy Santana. Now, today was kind of an odd day. Getting this tutorial pumped out. Been a little bit busy. Got some stuff I'm working on. Some great stuff. Y'all will know soon. But in the meantime, enjoy this tutorial without my face. So, as I promised you last week, how to create that same 3D text effect, but in a 2D way, right? So say your computer isn't that great. Say you're starting, you want to try to achieve this effect, but you don't have the money to buy a new computer that has the power to do this, and you're stuck with what you got. Been there, done that. I'm going to show you exactly how you can cheat your way to creating a 3D effect without using 3D inside of Photoshop. So, first we got here, I just got this random colored fancy pink background, and I got a T, right? So this is the same font we were using last time, in case you're curious. Bam, there it is. Alright, so we got this T. Right now it's just here, I'm gonna center it there. We're gonna go ahead and let's go to edit. We're gonna go to perspective warp. Now actually, before you do that, what you're gonna want to do is actually rotate this probably to about like 45 degrees, depending on whatever you want. You want to have an idea of exactly how you want it to look. Of course, you know, you want to have an idea, a vision in mind where you're trying to go with this. And so for the look that I'm going for, I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it. Let's see, I'm gonna rotate it about there. Was that 52 degrees? 50, yeah, about roughly 52 degrees, minus 52 degrees. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit that check or enter. Now we're gonna go to our perspective warp, which is in our edit tab there. Hit perspective warp. Now it's gonna bring up these tools, these lovely tools up here. These are great. So the first thing we're gonna do is layouts, right? So we're just gonna go ahead, you can draw on here. This is great because it doesn't really matter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these four and we're just going to pin them to the corners of our text. So now that we've got that done, we're gonna go ahead and hit warp. So from layout, we're going to warp. Once we hit warp, now this little thing pops up telling you that you can move the pins to manipulate the perspective. So now we've got this going on. See, and we can move this and manipulate it. Now we're creating a new perspective. So this is like, again, we're faking a third dimension to this text in a 2D way. So we are creating perspective here. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's do. Let me see. I can play around with this a little bit. Try to get exactly what I'm looking for. Try to do something similar to what I did with the actual 3D. Try to mimic that. I think this is gonna be pretty good. Let's do that. Nah, wait. I want to bring this down more. Just a little more. Yeah, that looks better. So we're gonna hit that check whenever you're done. Just hit that check and bam, we've got our T laid out like that. And you see why it was important to rotate it, because now we've got this perspective all working out. You just, again, gotta know what you're trying to get ahead of time so that you can achieve that look. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hold Alt, we're gonna click drag below, creating a copy, T copy. That's okay, we'll leave it there. Let's you know me, bam, violet. That's our background. So let's go ahead and name this background just right quick, just for organization's sake. Okay, so now we're gonna take this copy, and with this copy, also heads up, little tip, if you have auto select on and you've got this layer lower, if this is bothering you at all and then you start moving it and then all of a sudden it's this one that's being lowered, yeah, it's because you have auto select on. So it's going to select whatever is in front. Go ahead and turn that off. Select T, which is the copy, the T copy. And I'm gonna go ahead and move that. And we can go, this is pretty much us playing with our extrusion, our fake extrusion. So if we want it to be really long or kinda short or really short or whatever, it's all preference. So let's do something about there. That might even be a bit much, but no worries, because we are simply showing. I'm gonna double click on this and do a color overlay. And I'm gonna make this just a little bit darker from the white, just so we can see the separation, so I can know exactly what I'm doing. I can see exactly what I'm doing. So you'll see the reason for creating this secondary here, this little copy. You'll see that in a second. So now we're gonna create we're gonna go right down here to the right hand side, right next to the trash bin, new layer. And this layer is going to be the first of many, because cheating 3D is not easy, but it's worth it. So we're just gonna hit P for the pen tool. You can just go over here, select the pen tool, and with our new layer selected, which we're gonna keep the layer in between the two, because we want the top T, the T that's on the top, to be on top of what we're about to do. So this way, you'll see in a sec. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna zoom in, try to get as close as possible. Again, you can hit H for the hand tool, if you wanna drag it around, P for the pen tool. You're gonna go ahead and look at these corners, try to get the corner. Gonna go from there to the bottom here, bam. And then from there, we're gonna go this corner, and this corner, and back. Now we can adjust it, we can play with it. Go ahead, let me see. So now what we're gonna right click with the pen tool still selected. We're gonna right click and we're gonna click make selection. Make sure the feather radius is to 0%. Click OK. Now I've got these marching ants. We've got our layer selected. Hold Control, hit backspace, and now it's filled. And we can select the color ahead of time right here in our little picker. We can make that whatever color. We can make it darker. Sure. Let's actually select this background and do like a dark version of that. Let's see how that looks. And we're gonna do Control, backspace, and there we go. We've got the first little thing there. So I think you kind of get the gist of what's going on here now. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue. Let's make a new layer. We're gonna move that down under the T. We're gonna go from corner to corner, down here, and here, and finally here. Now that's selected, right click, make selection, feather radius 0, okay, layer 2 selected, Control, backspace, bam. And then just Control D is to deselect when you see those marching ants, because they'll drive you crazy. So now you can kind of see what's going on here, and we can actually take this second layer. Let's actually drop it below this one, because you see this one comes first, this one's on the side there, so just, you know, just always do them in a sequence that makes sense in the perspective. We can go ahead and take this color, we can do it the same color as this, and then lighten it up, right? See, now we're starting to create light. We can continue. I'm gonna do a little fast forward so you can see exactly what I'm doing and not waste your time. And there we have it. So now you see why it's important to actually think about the way you're layering. You know, putting them in a sequence that makes sense. You see them overlapping, and how you can kind of move a little quicker in some of the more bigger areas, like I did, especially like here, where I was able to sort of loosely do it and then just, you know, go through the edges nicely on the bottom there, and then just loosely do it on the top. That's the great thing, you know, because see, that can look like a little bit more of a mess, whereas, you know, on top, layering it properly, can't even speak anymore, layering it properly will help you with your workflow. And we can go ahead and take all of this if we want. Just start from the bottom of the top and hit shift, click, and we can go ahead and group all of it, right? So this will be our 3D T. Let's just put 3D text. This is our 3D text here. We can go ahead and alt click and drag and make a duplicate copy. If I can get it. There we go. We can make a copy. We can go ahead and right click, convert to smart object, and now we've got this entire thing is an object. With that done, we can actually do that shadow like we did. We can double click on this and create a gradient. Decrease there. Maybe we do multiply. Decrease a little bit. Or we could do one solid color. Bam. And now we've got that. Filter. Do a blur. Gaussian blur. Go ahead and up that. We wanted to. These are all just, I'm just spitballing, but these are just possibilities of things you can do. See? And now you've got this effect that, and it looks three-dimensional, and you can work with it, play with it, and do whatever you want with it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you found it useful, helpful in any way, shape, or form, be sure to hit that thumbs up, give it a like. Also, feel free to share, because sharing is caring. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell once you do. So this way you can be notified of any and all videos, tutorials that get pumped from this channel. So yeah, I am Timothy Santana, and I will see you next time.